Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do is push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Hey now, what's up? It's your boy Coach Lee, everybody doing this early and fine Sunday morning. Man, I smell something in the air. And it ain't B.O. It ain't Morning Brill. It's the damn football season here, baby. We back at it like we're mad at it. Appreciate you hanging out with the crew this morning. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Inside Show. And we got a doozy for y'all today. But before we can do that, man, we got to bring the captain of the ship, the man of the hour, coming in, even though his Saints ain't about all that. But now let's get my boy up here, Uncle Leroy Jr.
Yo, what up, this dude? Hey, okay, I like that. Wait, this dude, Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the Junior. Yes, sir, I am live from STWF Studios here in Arlington, Texas, right up the street from your favorite team. And it looks like that hat you're wearing. The Dallas Cowboys.
Let's get it.
Hey, man, but hey, I wouldn't be so happy because there's a lot of stuff going on in Dallas, man. You know, a lot of trouble in Dallas. But, you know, I'm in here today rocking the Jay Chase, jersey. You know what I'm saying? This is the season premiere of the Fantasy Football Insight Live show, man. Like, I'm ready.
It's here, man. It's here.
What? Just go crazy, man. Like what's crazy is crazy. But look, before we get this thing started, man, we got to bring on my guy, man. You know, Jake, not from State Farm. You know, he's coming in hot, man. Can we get him on the show? Let's get him on the show, man.
What's up? Yeah, man. Very first episode of the Fantasy Inside Show. Back at it, like we ain't been. I forgot what I was gonna say, but the Arizona's back, baby.
Oh man, that's the way to come in, man. You coming in hot, like for real, and crash.
I did. I hit that wet spot, hydroplane, but saved it.
Nice. All right, look, man, the chat's already blowing up. We see you tapped in from YouTube, man. Appreciate you tapped in. Y'all let us know if y'all playing fantasy football. So y'all drop a arm and let us know y'all playing fantasy football. So we got Andy Price. He said, "What's good? What's good, crew? Man, shit. That Arizona that Jake got, man. But hey, besides that, these tips and stuff we got for this fantasy football draft season. What's that, fellas?"
Yes, sir, man. Hey, I don't know. It's almost like this time of the year, the anticipation and the build up, and it's finally here. We done went through all season. We done went through this other year. If I dare say it. But yeah, man, it's here, man. I'm damn sure looking forward to it.
Hey, but I can't just come into this NFL season and not just, state the fact how the Arlington Renegades XFL brought the championship back to Dallas, bro.
Yes, they did.
I'm just saying. Okay. So hopefully, we see the Rangers, they're on a good run. Hopefully, they can bring another championship and put some pressure on the Dallas Cowboys, man, because it's tight on y'all, bro. It's tight.
No. We used to it now. It's 27 years now, man.
All right, man. So shout out, and he says, "I do my fantasy football on sleepers. I like the layouts." You know, a lot of people be on that sleeper app, man. I haven't seen it. You know, I guess because of the Martian head guy. You know, it just looks weird. It doesn't look like a fancy football app, but I love Yahoo. So what do you think about
Yahoo for years, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried Yahoo before. Yahoo, I think they just flip the receivers and the running backs. I've used ESPN probably since I was in high school, though.
Okay.
What about like 5 years ago? Somebody like when you were in high school.
Well, hey, I ain't that. Hey, come on now. I know I'm young, but I ain't that young. I'm 27. I'm coming up on that 10-year reunion. So.
My bad. But now you just up here with some old farts, man. That's all it is. That's why we got to keep caps on our head. But now, you know, a little bit of history, like you see our right behind us. That's based off of, you know, fan of ESPN. You know, you can see the similarities in the colors and stuff.
Yes,
so,
you
know, yeah. So, you know, that was us remembering where we came from. It's like, bye. I've been on Yahoo for a minute though, but man. So, how long you been playing fantasy football, Jake?
My brother finally let me join his league when I was 15. I made the classic rookie mistake of drafting a quarterback in the first round. I had like the third pick and picked up Tom Brady, obviously.
Nice. Now, you know what's funny? That is a rookie mistake. Like, you know, another rookie mistake is shout out to our current big league champion. He, you know, not playing someone who's playing against the home team or playing someone who's on your home team. So he did that. So he had, like, I want to say a Dallas Cowboy player that went up against the Saints, and he sat the Dallas Cowboy player and had a remarkable game. So definitely
gotta take feelings out of it.
Yeah, you gotta take that homer out of it.
Yeah. I always try to I draft my favorite team players, but not too often, just to eliminate that dilemma.
Yeah, because then you got too much invested in it. That was my thing. Because back in would that be 12 years ago? Back when, you know, the Patriots are at the height of their dynasty, it was kind of easy to pick up some players from, or at least their defense. Or definitely, if you got Tom Brady, you were pretty happy. But no one ever got the limelight on their team except back when they had like a Randy Moss. So I kind of avoided myself getting Patriots players unless Gronk fell in the second round. Edelman was normally available towards the back end of the draft order. So I tried to stay away from Patriots players and just picked up what I could throughout the draft and be happy.
Am I the only one picking up that you saying Edelman with the Patriots and Gronk? When the last time you played fantasy football, man?
Say what?
When the last time you played fantasy football? You said Gronk with.
Just last year. I was going off of what Coach was saying about when to pick up your favorite players and whatnot, because we know the last 2 years the Patriots ain't had no one to pick up.
Well, that is true. That is true.
Hey, you know what, Coach? Now you say that yourself as a realistic Cowboys fan. I'm a realistic Patriots fan. I'm just optimistic about my quarterback, unlike one of our other hosts.
Nice. All right, hold on. Let me get it. Thank you. Wait, I love it. I like this. So, all right. So, shout out to everyone, all our viewers. You know, drop what are some of your best advice that you would give yourself or someone in the fantasy football. So, Anthony says the best advice is not having a lot of players on the same buy.
Absolutely, that's a dilemma.
He's a bum.
Hey, not everyone come out and beat Tom Brady right away. You got to give him a little bit.
But it's funny. Like, I have so many draft strategies. Just like with me, just like in chess and dominoes and anything, I play the player. Give y'all a little secret, little strategy on me. So like if I know I'm playing with a guy who likes a lot of their players, I'm gonna get him and I'm gonna trade you for him. I love front office work. One of my biggest draft strategies is going into it thinking about my week one move. Because at the end of the day, it's like, the first round pick always get hurt. Like, I never forget I drafted Christian McCaffrey, first round, boom, out for the whole freaking season. I was like, bruh, it is freaking ridiculous. So, one thing with me, I always go in knowing like my first round, I put feelers out there like, hey, who you want? Who you looking after? And then, I'll get them and then I'll trade you for them. And so, especially after they have their first breakout game, that's trade bait. So one of my strategies going into, to the draft day is trying to figure out what people want. My next trade offer.
You do be trading your ass off. Anybody's available.
I could never get into them leagues where you got to pay for trades. It's like the first trade is free, and then the next trades you got to put $5 in the pot. I've been in one of them leagues before, and I'm like, I got to pay $5 just to trade this motherfucker? Hell no, I'm out.
That sound like one of them shakedown churches. Like, look, you got an offering to come in the church. You got an offering after worship.
Yeah.
You got an offering before the pastor come on. Offering, bro. We don't roll like that, man. Y'all getting shaken down. Definitely give a shout out to you, Ryan. I see you tapped in with us, man. We're gonna get you in one of our leagues. So Will, he says, so right now what we're talking about is what are some of your draft strategies? So Will, he says, also not having them from the same team. What do y'all think about that?
That depends.
Yeah, you want to have a little bit of diversity, but the one thing that I've discovered and stumbled upon this year is the stacking method. And if you stack your quarterback with a certain tight end or a certain wide receiver, you can really cash out. You get, Travis Kelce in the first round, and by far get maybe Patrick Mahomes a little bit later. You got some points going off of points right there. You also got to watch out for bye weeks.
Real, like, you want to know how to make me feel disrespected is that, because I'll be up by 50 and then boom, the stack happened. Now I'm down by 12. Like, what the shit? So yeah, that's a very effective draft strategy and taunting mechanism. Like, I like that.
That's definitely one of my favorites.
That's one of yours, which
that's one of my favorites. Double dip is what I call it.
Yeah, I never even thought about it. I was watching some YouTube little tip grabbers like a month ago, and they were saying you need to try the stack method. You get the Joe Burrow and the Jamar Chase, Kirk Cousins and Jefferson. There's a whole bunch of different ones that you can throw together, Rodgers and Wilson. Even you can get the running backs involved too if you know that they've got a high-powered running back. Like, if you want to take a chance on a Bryce Purdy, grab a Christian McCaffrey or a Daniel Jones and a Saquon. Either one will work. Yep, Herbert and Eckler. That'd be an outstanding one.
Hint. They gonna throw that bitch by 50 times a game.
Hey, look, we're not out here giving secrets. We're giving you what you already need to know or what you already know to try to help you out on your
because we need y'all. We like competition. I don't want, I'll stump you while you're down. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But I won't beat you up, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we want competition. We want you to fight back. We want you to be really, really good. So, that lets you know the type of players, that you're going to be playing with. So, don't matter, like in dominoes. You can see my hand, you just can't play it. So, definitely. All right, so we got Anthony. He says, I like to get duo players like Hurts throwing and running or CMC catching and running.
Yeah.
That's a really good strategy. Like, and I'm going to jump on that one. To me, since this change from Aaron Rodgers and, the Drew Breeses, that's the players to go with, those duos, with those dual threat running backs. Shout out to, I forgot that dude name. Damn. But he'll come back to me. But long story short, that's the best quarterbacks to get because they go within the red zone. They're gonna run the ball in. So like the Hurts, I like Hurts. I much had Tua Tagovailoa. He was cashing in until he got hurt. So I like that. Only for the quarterback position. I don't really like that for the running backs. I like the running backs to run the ball and maybe catch it out the backfield. But I take a dual threat player at the quarterback position and a wide receiver. I like a wide receiver to be able to run the ball and, hike the ball, but I wouldn't do it so much as a running back. What do y'all think about that?
I do like the dual threats, but man, they go so fast. And especially in a pretty particular league that we have where you got to have two starting quarterbacks. It gets real hard.
Yeah.
Because if one go down, you might have a dude that might be fourth on the depth chart available. I'm going into some weeks with only one quarterback in that league.
Yeah. And, ironically, it shows you like you can still get the same points. That's what I was saying. It's like it's the same strategy, but you need someone like if you go up with a quarterback, that's subpar. That's what I'm saying. You can still get some other points. But yeah, you're right. It's difficult.
Anthony, you're right about that, man. The only way I'm drafting Dak, boy, he is the last resort.
Yeah, you don't want them 2 interceptions a game averaged on your team.
Nah, man, I'm
Yeah.
starting to see a worrisome trend developing.
All right, so so that's some of the draft strategies that we got. So one of the biggest things. So I'm asking y'all about draft position. What is it going into the draft? You prefer to draft first, middle, end? Like, what do y'all think about it?
I hate first.
Never first. If I can get somewhere in the middle from like 4 to 6, I'll be happy. But if I get the 10th pick, I'm not that mad either.
4 to 7.
So does your strategy change even? Oh, my fault. Go, Coach Lee.
I'm just saying it's 4 to 7 for me. Somewhere, like Marie said, it's kind of in the middle a little bit. So you don't get the worst on the way down, but then you still got some depth on the way back up and some value.
Yeah.
Okay. So does your within? All right. Well, for me, I like to be in the beginning or the end. You know what I'm saying? So I like to double up. But I prefer at the end. Because I want to see at the end. You pretty much dictate the picks. You know what I'm saying? In the first, what you just given. I want to say the pressure to you got to pick these first guys. You got to go after the number one pick. Right. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't go after the number one picks, you messing up your draft in the long run. So you got to go after the Justin Jeffersons right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to, because if you don't pick him up, now he becomes a value for someone else. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you can't, you got to go after, it's so much pressure on that first pick, because after that, now you have the rest, and now you're not dictating, how you can pick, so with the last pick, you can follow the trend with what happened in the previous round and then start it off in the next round. So that's why, to me, I would prefer drafting the last pick every time.
Yeah, you set the tone.
Yes, sir. Try to be a tone setter as much as possible. So I'm gonna ask you this. So with with your draft position, being different, what I'm saying, wherever it is, does that change your strategy?
Yes, because if I'm in the middle, I know exactly, like, if I get, let's just say, the 5th pick, dead center. If I get that 5th or 6th, if we're doing a 12-person league, which I think most of the STWF leagues are 12-people leagues, you get like the 6th or 7th pick. You're sitting there, you know what you're about to get, whether we're running back or a receiver. When it comes back around, you can see exactly who's being taken, the best started strategy. Like you said, when you get that 10th, 12th pick, you get to set the tone for what's about to come next. Because if you draft 2 running backs, people are going to be scared to start trying to scoop up the running backs, meaning there's going to be better receivers left for you. So you can go ahead and get a receiver and then possibly a tight end coming around on that 3rd, 4th round you got. So pretty much your position at 10, you set the entire tone for the rest of the next round coming up, because you're taking 2 picks. Those are your picks. You just grabbed 2 guys in a row that you wanted, that you knew that you were going to be able to get. Everybody else is scared of what's coming.
That little ding, where they drop quarters in your account, because you got some nuggets, man. Like that. So shout out to Sis. She says in the middle. Okay, all right, yeah. That's a really good position. You can get a really good team. Like, I've seen some people win the Super Bowl from that middle position. So Anthony, he says 6 to 9, I hate. Oh, it takes so long to get your players, or they're already gone. What? That's where I would start getting mine at, because I don't want, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta clear the board. Like, take the Justin Jefferson, who's gonna get double coverage. You know what I'm saying? I go after a slot receiver, or someone that has gotten a better rapport, that's been up and coming in these training camps. That's why it's so imperative and important for you, for everyone to watch, who's spending time with the quarterback. What's the continuity like in these locker rooms? That's what I do. That's why my front office is so busy, because I watch that, so definitely, I like it. I like it. So what up, fam? We don't know who that is, but appreciate you. Drop who that is in the chat so we can see your name. That must be from the our group, STWF Podcasters group. But all right. So Coach Lee, what do you think about it? Does your strategy change from the position you're at?
Absolutely, because you go in with the idea, because I think you get revealed right before the draft actually starts, like minutes before it starts. So you kind of got an idea of what you're going to be working with. But as you go in, especially if it's a league that you may not be familiar with, seeing other people's draft strategies, you can't panic. You got to stay the course.
That's Robert Williams, by the way. What's up?
Say again.
That's Robert Williams, by the way. What's up, fam?
Oh, what up?
But if you panic, it totally throws you off your game, off your center, so to speak, and then you end up forgetting what you came in for, and then it's gonna be one of them long seasons. I've had one or two of those in the past.
It's definitely happened to me before too, where you would literally. That was my thing. I set my tone off of that first pick. It was like 3 years ago that it happened. I knew who I wanted. I had the 4th or 5th pick, and I knew that this person was going to drop to me. And the guy that drafted in front of me, it was funny enough because we talked about this guy recently, Coach Lee, within the last couple of shows. It was Dalvin Cook. I had the 5th or 6th pick. He was not projected to go until like the 8th or 9th pick. Guy, my buddy, goes up in front of me and was like, I missed out on this guy last year. I'm not missing out on him this year. Dalvin Cook, and threw the sticker up on the board. And I'm like, it literally stunned and shocked me. I shut down, did not know what to do next. My draft was so out of whack the rest of the time. I was pissed off. I was like, give me another beer. Go and get I didn't know what I was doing. I was so thrown the frick off. I'm like, I got to recover and draft good the rest of the time. Needless to say, I made it to the finals that year, so I worked my way up. But it was so aggravating when you go in there with a game plan and you let one player off the board mess you up. Like Unc said, you got to have a game plan, just like in the real world. Next man up. You got to know who you're going after next, or you're going to mess up your whole draft.
You got to have the cue ready to go.
One of my biggest mistakes is, just learning this game is, 1 year I had everyone that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And so, everyone that I wanted, I went after them. It didn't matter what round. You know what I'm saying? So in the first round, I knew I wanted, said player. Boom, I went after him. Then the next round, which is the second round pick, the guy was maybe a 3rd round pick, but because I had him on my list, I went after him. You know what I'm saying? And then, so to me, that's where you got to know where, your average draft position is. You know what they say, that ADP on that fantasy football profile, that's the average draft position, because you don't want to start drafting these players out of position, because, that's what I was saying. Like Jordan Jefferson, Jefferson, he is the number 1, pick. So he should be drafted number 1. Now, if you don't pick him as the number 1, now you're changing his ADP. And now that changes the flow of the actual, that changes the flow of the actual draft.
Right.
So, all right. So Anthony, he says here, so we're going to take his question. So Anthony says, the past 3 years, I've been doing defensive players too. What's your input on drafting defensive players? You wait or you start early? Who want to take that one?
I
have never done anything with defensive players before, so I don't really have anything for this.
I start normally probably after the money players gone, after the skill players, like the top running backs, top wide receivers. And then you might see somebody start the trend with the defense and to run on the defense. It's right after that I start keying on defensive players. But it's got to be somebody that's got a track record of producing those stats, like sacks, interceptions, turnovers, and things like that.
So you could definitely see, because I've never done one of these before. I'm just wondering. So would you ever see like a defensive player go off the board within the first 3 rounds, like let's say an Aaron Donald or something? Nah. Never.
Khalil Mack, back in some days, Khalil Mack would go high. People were actually drafting Khalil Mack when he was capable of putting up 50 points. I think when he was with Chicago at that time. But, me, you got to remember, my strategy is to, trade. You know what I'm saying? So I will never draft a defensive player ever, because I'm going to have my whole team filled up with stacked players. I won't even much have a kicker, because I'm waiting for, you to get, panic like this. Yeah, and
here dangling that play. Hey, I got this player you need. I see you got no quarterbacks this week. Let me see what you're gonna give me.
Yeah. So, and once again, I pay attention to the, to the small stats. So, like I go to the game strategy, because you might get a Khalil Mack who's good at stopping the run, but now you're going up against Aaron Rodgers who's going to throw all day. So, that limits his ability. So, you know what I'm saying. So I always, that position, I changes it every week, just to be honest. About as much as I change the kicker and the defensive team. So those are like pretty much floating positions for me.
I'm telling the secrets because he's been winning these leagues last few years.
Hey man, gotta have competition. That's why I'm out there.
Unk's gonna start selling them $10 a pop. The Book of Unk. Your way to win.
Hey, you see it. You see it. All right. So what? So before we take this quick break, we're gonna take at Anthony's last comment. He says, "LOL, sounds like you get all the good players just." See, that's how you know when the truth stands. It's just one sentence. Exactly. That's it right there. You just got me out. You get all the good players to trade them away. Boom. There you go. And with that, we're going to take our first quick break before we drop all our nuggets, man. So y'all sit right down because we'll be right back with more of the Fantasy Football Insight Live Show.
Little J's Donuts and more. Located in Harahan at 1301 Hickory Avenue. Come in for donuts, savory breakfast, king cakes, and more. Check us out on Facebook at Little J's Donuts or on our website, littlejaysdonuts.org.
Yeah, baby.
Get y'all asses up.
Man. So man,
I can't.
was good.
I can't tell you guys enough how much I miss the Fantasy Insight Show. This is the show that brought me to the podcast world, so it's great to be back.
Oh, okay. So this is your baby. Okay, all right.
It's your baby. You just let me join the ride.
Oh, hey, good answer. But okay, but now but that's really good because it's always something that brought us to it, and that's why I was like, wow, okay, this was your connection because Coach Lee's was the. Can you guess?
I know what it was.
The NFL draft. That's his baby. You know what I'm saying? That's why every year he makes sure that show must go on. Louder than Stones. That show will go on for 12 hours straight.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I believe it's going to be either week 2 or week 3 will be my 1-year anniversary with this beautiful podcast. So
hell yeah.
Whichever week it ends up being, I'm going to go do some research and figure it out. It's going to be a party show for sure.
Hell yeah. We got to celebrate because you was around us crazy for that long. Says a lot about your character, sir.
Been a lot of fun. Been a wild ride for a little bit, but it's all about having fun and making sure the people are informed.
Facts. So, we're going to stay on this draft position. So right here, we got this come from Yahoo Sports. So this said from what should I pick first round? Or what should I pick first in fantasy football draft? So these are just pretty much a breakdown of, which rounds or picks that you should pick these type of players. So in round 1, picks 1 through 3 is saying draft a running back. So in the first round, it's saying from picks numbers 1 through 3, you should pick a running back. What do y'all think about that?
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree only because by the time you get to round 3, they're gonna be gone. Running backs run early.
So no, still in the first round, but picks like if you got first pick.
Okay, gotcha. Yes, yeah, but it's got to be a horse. It goes back to that first overall pick. You got to get it right.
These good star-studded running backs, they're few and far between. And I mean, if you got that 1 through 3 pick, it's really tough to pass up on a running back. But with the way that the league has been transitioning the last few years, it's really hard not to want to go and draft a Jamar Chase or a Justin Jefferson because these guys get points. It's turned into a passing league where you want to grab yourself up a running back, sorry, Unc, like Christian McCaffrey, who's in the backfield, who can catch passes and run at the same time and get points from both.
And stay hurt.
If you're going to go out and get a Christian McCaffrey or possibly who I think is a sleeper pick this year that everyone needs to get on their team, Saquon Barkley, because he's going to be catching passes this year so he can get that big contract like McCaffrey did. One of those two guys, go ahead and take a chance. I know they've had some injuries the last few years, but take a chance at them guys.
Saquon Barkley, wait, he's a free agent or he still plays with that
he signed
team?
1 year for 1 year for about $11 million, I think.
With the team in the blue, right?
Correct.
Same team from last year.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he had some sparks, but I can't get behind a guy that runs 80 yards to trip himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. Danny Dimes, bro. I cannot let him get over that. I watched that this morning on the Good Morning Football. He runs. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Turf Monster got him.
Yes.
I think a sprinkler popped up early.
A sprinkler head on artificial turf. That's a good one.
So Anthony Price says, Sir Barkley ain't getting a new contract next year. Ding
Not
dong.
with the Giants.
Ding dong.
Hey.
I mean, let's keep it 1,000. Delvin Cook, he's starting this movement trying to say, hey, you know what, respect the running backs because it is what it is. These guys are getting work 30 plus carries a game, and then 2 years later they're old and they don't want to pay him. And that's what the situation I think Barkley's getting caught up in. It's like, okay, hey, he's been that workhorse so long. Now this is a young man's league. So they can't feed him that volume. And he's had his run. So, yeah, I don't think Barkley's getting a big contract.
I don't think we ever get back to the workhorse running back. It's always going to be running back by committee going forward.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, so, it's funny right here. It says that for us to, going back to the draft picks. So it says to pick in the, first round, picks 1 through 3. But the first overall pick right now is Jefferson.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the number 1 overall pick.
I can see that because they're going to feed him.
Yes.
But who did they pick up? They picked up somebody opposite of him. And they let Thielen go, right?
Oh, yeah. It's funny because I remember the times when Thielen was the number 1 guy and, Jefferson was trying to, make his claim to fame, make his imprint in the NFL.
Right.
Yeah, they had Thielen over Stephon Diggs when he was in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy to me, seeing where Stephon Diggs is at now.
And where Thielen is.
Correct.
He's looking for a job. So, I would, to me, if I get the 3rd pick in the first round, I would pick Hurts.
Yeah, do a threat.
That's where I would pick, because, yes, I remember back in the day in Aaron Rodgers' prime where all you had to do was just pick Aaron Rodgers. It didn't matter whoever else was on the team. You picked Aaron Rodgers, you win because Aaron Rodgers was putting up 80 points. He had 5 touchdowns easy. But, that's just like now with Patrick Mahomes. You get Patrick Mahomes, you could get a team full of duds. But I think, those are the only 2 situations where I would pick, a quarterback in the first round.
I can definitely see that.
Got to be someone that averages 30 points a game. And Jalen Hurts, like you said, can absolutely do that by passing, running, or getting the touchdowns.
Right. And to me, that makes him a running back. You know what I'm saying? So that to me, that make like Anthony said, that's a dual threat. So to me, he can not only can he cash in, that's the biggest thing. Can you cash in on both positions? Yes, he's going to get some throwing touchdowns. Yes, he's going to get a running touchdown. Yes, he's going to get some rushing yards. So, yeah. So, all right. Appreciate you, Will. Will says Thielen on the Panthers sucks to be him. Facts. I mean, but in the NFC South, which is arguably one of maybe the worst. Exactly. No one had their stamp on it yet. So I hate to say that, hence me wearing
Tampa Bay. Y'all suck.
Y'all let bake.
Bruh, man. Yes. All right. So here, right now, so we're going back to the pick. So now,
I'm sorry, but what's your opinion on Lamar Jackson then being in that top 3? Would you put him up there too?
Huh?
You were talking about Jalen Hurts being in the top 3. I was wondering if you were talking about like Lamar Jackson, would he be in that same discussion as Jalen Hurts in that top 3 pick?
He's a running back.
Yes, he
I heard what you said, but he's running back. So we're talking about quarterbacks. I will only pick Hurts, and I picked Hurts his first year, because I seen that. One thing notice about me, I'm always finding these new talents, because like I said, I do my front office work. So
he is the running back whisperer for damn sure.
I was using all of his running back people last year. He would talk about him during the Fantasy Insight show, be like, Let me look see if this guy's available on the free agent line.
Thank you. That's what I'm telling you.
It was the gentleman from Houston the week that I actually got one that he mentioned.
Yep.
It was Pierce, I believe. Yeah, he got me 20 points that game. Thank you.
Young man from Seattle. You called him.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, so just for our viewers, that lets y'all know, man, we stamp. So the information we give y'all, we'll stand up to it. We just won't give y'all our address. So if y'all start talking crazy, we'll block y'all. But hey, if we gave y'all some advice that worked, tap in.
Yes, that's probably absolutely what I do with my quarterback as well. I try to get quarterback in the 4th round, whoever just put up how they draft normally through rounds 1 through 4.
All right, so it's in my first 4 rounds ideas: wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, quarterback.
That's probably the only part of it that I agree with is quarterback at the 4th round, because I'm trying to do running back, wide receiver, running back, or wide running back. And if Nick Chubb's available because he's been sliding to the 2nd round, Nick Chubb, then I'll get a receiver in the 3rd, and then pick up my QB.
So what happened to your tight end?
He gets picked up later because George Kittle's normally available in the 6th because they like to freaking schmuck him.
All right, cool. So I like that. So here in round 2, picks 22 through 24, it says draft a quarterback. So what quarterbacks would y'all draft in the in the 2nd round? If you agree with that.
If I agree, wait, quarterback in the 2nd round?
Yes, for picks 22 through 24. So I guess that's later, in your picks.
If you're drafting in a league where absolutely no one's drafting quarterbacks and they're all available, I'd say that's a great place to pick up a Jalen Hurts, a Patrick Mahomes, or a Josh Allen.
Man, I'm telling you, Patrick is gone. I don't know what leagues y'all in. Y'all must be in an 8-man league, man. But we're in 14-man leagues, and Patrick's gone. Jalen Hurts, like I told you, like I alluded to earlier, like what I said earlier, he's gone after that 3rd pick. If there's not no real big name that we know, because my whole thing is, like, for instance, if I draft a running back, that number 1 running back, you got to at least give me 1,000. This has to be 1,000-yard running back, period. You know what I'm saying? Really, 1,200 yards. You know what I'm saying? Including some, passing, some receiving yards. So that's what my whole, I put stats up on my number 1 draft pick. I'm not going over names like, okay, hey, does this person have the ability to get, 1,000 yards? Just like with a receiver, this is a 1,500 yard receiver. Is this with the quarterback? Is this a 5,000 or 4,000 yard quarterback? So, with the tight ends, if I can get a tight end that can give me 800 yards and get me some touchdown, man, like tight ends, that's just a touchdown position for me. But
that's definitely a Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce type of player right there for sure.
Yeah. Now, I was up on Mark Andrews, and everyone was sleeping on him. Now, this here, I don't know how long he's gonna be asleep because he's getting some help.
Putting up some points last year, boy. God,
yeah. He started to
Bears still suck, but man, he had some 70, 80-point games.
Yeah, because he had to run the damn ball.
Yeah, he's a lead running back.
That part. And so, all right, so we're going to go into the 3rd round. So round 3, picks 25 through 27. It says draft a tight end or a receiver.
By that time, all the top tier tight ends are gone, so I'm not going to stretch. But I think it's going to be more variety for the wide receivers still in that round.
Yeah, I think either one of the 2 from the Vikings would be a very good pickup at that point between Jordan Addison or KJ Osborne, because Justin Jefferson isn't going to be getting a lot of touches and a lot of looks, but eventually Kirk Cousins is going to have to look at one of those 2 guys, and those 2 will definitely be available at that point.
All right, I can dig it. All right, so we're gonna take this. Well, appreciate you tapped in from YouTube. So forgive me if I mess up, butcher your name. Tamian Bashkisroff. Sorry. T, what up, T-Dog? So he said, what do y'all think about 0 running backs? If y'all like it, how do you do it? What round do you draft running backs? If you don't, do you like hero or double hero running backs? Do y'all understand that?
I don't understand that at all.
I felt like the dumbest person reading that, man. Look, like I said, Uncle Leroy is public school smart, so don't fault my head, fault my heart, because I wasn't taught.
I went to one of them Catholic schools, and I don't know a damn thing what that meant.
So on that, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's when you kind of ignore the running back position in the early rounds of the draft, but you focus on the top wide receivers and tight ends.
I've heard only if there's a PPR league. Now, let me put that out. This is, we're of course we're talking about standard leagues, but in the PPR league, that's when the CMCs that come in play. But yeah, I'll understand that. But at the end of the day, you reward touchdowns. Those guys get touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in a league that have bonuses for, maybe 5-yard bonus, 10-yard pass bonus, a PPR league, but anything outside of that, yeah, you got to get you a running back. And I would say at least by the second round, you should at least have you a running back, because by the second round, that's where those. So this is how my mind works. So the first tier type of running backs, the guys that's going to give you the 1,200 to the 1,500 yards, like back at the time where it was, who was that running back? Derek, what was the guy from the Titans?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Derrick Henrys. You knew he was going to get you 1,500 yards a year, a season. So boom, okay, he's gone high. Then they got other people that can potentially get you 1,500, 1,200. So then within the second round, now you're going to be teetering from the 1,000-yard running backs to the 900 yard running back. So I would definitely start taking at least my RB1 by the second round.
No later.
And if I was in a league where it's a PPR league, I get scrubs. I get all the fire receivers and trade you to someone who got a running back.
And I think also with the zero running back strategy, it also pertains to the running backs that's not the top tier superstar, but he's not somebody that's gonna get hurt. He's gonna have consistent numbers throughout the year. Like what's the dude name in Jacksonville? NTN?
Etienne, yeah, exactly. Like I caught him when he was a rookie. I was playing him. So yeah. I mean, so definitely, I would, in those type of leagues, I would draft the Etienne, yeah. But yeah, in those leagues, I would definitely draft me a fire quarterback and some receivers. That's a good question.
So T-Dog, hopefully that answered your question. Tamian Bashkarov.
Oh, well, a lot of the sales from cigarettes go to to the education of Texas, so you can see why they're so educated.
We smoke a lot of cigarettes down here. I want to hit this question here.
God damn, look at this. No, look at this. Look, and you said it right. Nice. That's why you see it. I'd have to act serious somebody, like, tell me that. But shout out to you, brother. All right, so what was the question?
So he says, y'all like Eckler this year? Yes, and yes.
He's ranked high.
2 reasons.
Oh, you changed your opinion on Pollard. All right.
So for Eckler, contract year for him, or he's trying to get a new contract, and Kellen Moore's offense coordinator. They're gonna run plays, and more plays. So it's gonna have opportunity for touches, catches out of the backfield, screens. It's gonna be there for him. Chubb, consistent. Chubb probably falls in on the fringe. No, he's gonna get a lot of yards, not a whole lot of points for you, probably, because normally he does all the hard work and then they do like a 1-yard dive to somebody else at the goal line. But I'll probably put him in that second tier. And Pollard, TBD on it.
No, all right, so you didn't change your mind on it.
I don't know what this offense is going to look like. There's
I said to the beginning of the show. Carry on.
I don't know, man. I got an uneasy feeling about this offense.
It's all right. Zeke will be back by week 2.
Hey, and that was one of my things, because Pollard is ranked really high in the top 100, and I think it's because because of the star. You know what I'm saying? And it's easily to become that the B guy when the A guy's not, doing what's expected of him. So, now he's about to feel the pressure of being a Dallas Cowboy, of the fans, so can he handle it? We don't know. So like you say, it's still to be determined, but Ekeler, he was carving his way into the offense, for many years, but now I think he has his staple in the offense. So like you said, Coach Lee, with the addition of an offensive mind coordinator, he's a part of the offense now. You know what I'm saying? They're going to look for him. If something goes wrong, they're going to give him the ball. He's their safety valve. So I definitely think it's a big year for Ekeler. Now, if you ask me, Eckler's the number one guy, and that's what I'm telling you. Because why? Do I think he can get 15 yards? Hell yeah, running the ball. And I think he can give me 500 yards out the backfield. So to me, he's a number one pick out of the draft versus Jefferson, Justin Jefferson. So a little piece on that. But yeah, that's another good question.
See, Ekeler is in the last year of his contract. He's making $1.5 million. I'm sorry, he's making $9.1 million for his cap hit. So he's playing for their contract this year.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. The guys that are on the last year of the contract, like you got I don't know if Nick Chubb's on his, but I know Saquon is, and so is Ekeler. You're going to be seeing. This is why I sent you that video on ETN, Coach. You're going to be seeing some dramatic changes in some of these running backs being able to catch passes from the backfield. They want to. The game's changed, and they've got to, they got to conform to the game and try to get their money's worth and do more at that position. I understand that the running back of old is all about head down, go straight towards the line, get your running yards. But these guys are all worried about getting paid, and they're threatening to sit out. And, if we're not paid, we're not playing. Okay, well, we got next man up. So they're not going to get paid. They just got to conform to the league and put more tools in their box and learn to catch some balls on the outsides of the lines. So you're going to see a lot more of that from a Barkley and from a Ekeler, who already does it, to be more pass catchers. So they're going to be very good for your fantasy teams this year. That's kind of how I see them going. So getting an Ekeler or a Barkley, absolutely. Eckler's a great pickup.
Agree with that.
All right, fellas. So we're going to be getting ready to wrap this up, man, and we get ready for our draft. So what do y'all think? All right, so we're going to speed through these quick rounds pretty quickly. So round 4, picks 46 through 48, it said draft a wide receiver. Round 5, draft a wide receiver. Round 6, draft a tight end or wide receiver. I'm going to ask you this. So, just with Jimmy Graham re-signing with my Saints, and he was, to me, one of the guys spearheading this foolishness about tight ends being tight ends getting paid as a receiver. So real quickly, because guess what? We got the number 2 pick in our draft that we're starting up. But what do you think of what tight end would you classify on the level of some type of wide receiver?
Kelsey. Andrews.
Yeah.
Andrews.
Yeah. I'm about to say, well, I don't know Andrews because, to me, the only reason why Andrews was big was because he was the safety valve for
that ain't changed. He still got tunnel vision in between them hash marks.
The thing is, if it's not a running play, Lamar's going to get the ball. He knows he can't throw past 15 yards. And who comes 15 yard slants every play? Mark Andrews. He's going to be wide open in the middle every time.
And that was his only value. That's what made me pick him up, because I knew that Lamar was a running back. And, and quarterbacks, their safety valve is the tight end. So, I don't think with that, if that changes, I think that, that changes his value to Mark Andrews. All right, fellas. So y'all see here, we got our draft pick right in there. So we're doing a mock draft. So we got 10 teams. So we're picks number 2. And we're behind Sean Slam Dunk. I don't know who that is, but let's see. Can I see him? Slam Dunk team. We are Parker's Astonishing team. These names kill me. Bob O's Superb team. Jason's Groovy team. Hold on.
What's Jason doing over there?
Yeah, baby.
You like
Yeah.
that? Joseph's world class team, Kyrie's best team. This here, Jason's dandy. I would have changed that shit immediately. Don't call me goddamn dandy. All right, so y'all see here. Look, Justin Jefferson's #1 pick. What do y'all think about that?
PPR league, absolutely. He gonna get it.
Yeah, see, look, this is what I was talking about. So you see, last season he had 1,800 yards. This year he's projected 1,700, and that's what I was saying. Like that's how I, go off of my, my first round draft picks. How many yards can they get? And that's the stuff I key on. It's like, okay, hey, this guy can get me all these yards. Yes, definitely, he's worth a first round consideration.
Easy.
Facts. All right, so one thing I want to ask y'all this. So y'all see here, we got my team. Do y'all, what do you think about queuing up your players? Do you do that?
Say that again.
Go ahead.
So on, do you queue your players up? Do you preset your players?
Yes.
For the online leagues that I do, yes. I do like 2 in-person drafts with a board, so I can't really queue them up there. But when I'm doing it online, absolutely. I want to know who's available when they go.
I don't know. I don't do that. I got to feel the pressure. My anxiety has to go out. I be wanting to feel, I got 90 seconds to do it, to make it. So I don't really queue up. I might change that strategy this year because I'm telling you, I'll be either a nervous wreck or a drunk bastard by the end of a draft, man. I'm telling you.
If it ain't broke, we'll try to fix it.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You got this thing down. Don't change it up now.
Facts. All right, so right now, okay, so Jake, who are you looking at for the first pick?
First pick at pick 2, since Jefferson's going to be gone, since I got a strategy already, I'm going Jamar. Okay. I could dig it. And it's not because you're wearing his jersey.
Hey, man, I actually wore it because, I know this was your hometown. So, what I'm saying? I try to give you a little shout out.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Was it good tides we bring wherever you are? Oh, sorry.
Fun fact about the second pick in the draft, it actually produced the most league winners at Yahoo last year. I'm not trying to say you personally are the favorite to win this thing, but I'm not saying it. Let's just agree that it's looking pretty good for you right now. Second pick involves so much less stress because the person at the top is probably making the choice for you. It's almost a coin flip whether to get the game's best receiver or the game's best running back. Either way, you get a difference-making superstar at the top, then 2 additional elite players within the first 25 picks. Honestly, it's almost as if a draft is not the fairest way to distribute talent. Regardless, you've lucked into a winning spot and will surely profit.
Yeah, baby. You know what? Let me tell you one that's in our league. I do not assign our draft order. Yahoo does it. Stop asking me that. Been doing this for years, and it'd be the same people. What order do I draft? Hell, I don't know. Read the league settings. They'll tell you right before the draft.
Yeah. Especially somebody's been playing it a while. You should already know this.
Hey, look, it was first year for me. I didn't know. I just wanted to know.
I'm gonna ask you this. So, because this is affects a lot of fantasy football players. Where would you recommend drafting, from the app or from your from your phone or from your MacBook or your laptop?
I use my iPad personally because I can see more.
Okay. All right, so there you go. Anthony says go back to the top players list. So you see right here, Justin Jefferson's #1. I'm not going to tell you pick #1. They got Christian McCaffrey, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp. Like I told y'all, just like we're saying, pick 5, numbers 3 through 5. You pick your running back. So that's all I'm telling you. Eckler, definitely a #1 consideration. Now, this here, Jonathan Taylor, I don't know about that. You know,
Yeah,
the coach playing too many games with him.
It ain't all the warm fuzzies up there right now.
Right. All right. So before our draft starts, everyone that's viewing, drop in the chat who we should pick. You know, y'all let's, we want this part to be interactive. So y'all drop. We got the number 2 pick. Y'all drop the name of the person we should pick up. You say Bijan Robinson is a steal?
Yeah, they actually have him ranked first for running back.
So you see that? You see that? You heard that sound, that beep? I'm like, oh my God, I got to pick. See, look, my anxiety is going, man. It's going.
What'd you get?
Your draft to start. Okay, Sean, who we pick? All right, so who we picking, y'all? Who y'all got? Christian, Chase, number 2. Who should I pick?
Personally, I still think Jamar's a great pickup.
Oh man,
it looks like the chats. I got a Chase and a Christian down here.
All right, I think I'm gonna draft McCaffrey because
dual threat.
They started.
Okay.
The offense started believing in him. That's what it was. I mean, because he was a dual threat in Carolina, but they thought he was washed up. But in that system, he was able to thrive. So I think because he wasn't much on the field majority of the time, until it was later in the season. But I think this year, he's going to, get more time on the field. So I think that was a good pick.
I definitely think the biggest difference for him in San Fran as well is the fact that he's got a decent guy behind him that can share the snaps with him. He was the only guy in Carolina.
Right. All right. So look what I told y'all. So after me, third pick, they picked up Patrick Mahomes. I told y'all. Those guys go quick, go early. I don't know what league y'all playing in. So, all right. So after Patrick Mahomes, we got Jay Chase 4th, Tyreek Hill 5th, Cooper Kupp 6th. Oh, he's already a loser. You got Cooper Kupp.
I don't know. He come back off that injury. I don't know about that one.
I'd believe in Cooper Kupp 2 years ago, not this year.
I didn't believe in him last time. I just think that, he was in a good situation. He made some plays that showed his athleticism, but overall, I think it was just the system, because he had a guy in a slot that I was playing. I forgot his name, but he had those years, he had some really good receivers. Why is this guy taking so long at 7? He got freaking Austin Eckler still on the board.
Because he's going to draft for his ass.
Right. That's why I'm like, that's not a hard. Now, this is a hard decision. Jonathan Taylor, I mean, he hadn't been good since they put him on the Madden curse.
Yeah.
So this is Bijan Robinson. I had a lot. I was ahead of the Falcons' run game way before this. So I can't put much stock into it because it flip flops. But Bijan Robinson would definitely have a good season, but I wouldn't have picked him that high.
What pick
Nick Chubb. Huh?
What pick did he go at?
10. Nick Chubb went at 9. Travis Kelce went at 8.
The last rookie running back that's been treated like Bijan Robinson was coach's Ezekiel Elliott.
How'd it work out?
Gee, who?
He did well his rookie year and the second year, but after that, yeah.
Man, if that was the case, then it's the same. Then why is it not the same for Tony Pollard? Why are we questioning his ability and not Zeke's? Because to me, it's the system. That's just showing, play the system. And, me being the resident Dallas Cowboy hater, I've watched years of how, and even watched it implemented in New Orleans, how they have pay money in their line. And any running back could just run. I could get up there and run the goddamn ball through the hole.
Well, personally, I believe from what I've been talking to Will and coaching too about is that isn't Tony Pollard coming off of an injury?
Coming off a broken leg, a fractured leg, offensive scheme change possibly. He's going to be the first running back. I mean, the RB1. He's already shown he can't take the load because he gets tired during games. So that's too many question marks for me.
Well, it sounds like the Dallas Cowboys need to invest in an oxygen machine.
You already got it, man. Like shit, it's attached to their team. To look,
I had to.
All right, so we got CD Lamb at 15. So wait, Jonathan Taylor went at 14, and Tony Pollard went over Jonathan Taylor. What do y'all think about that? Wait, shit. What do y'all think about our next pick? We about to give me AJ Brown.
I was about to say if AJ Brown's available, that's the pick.
Yeah.
Bastard. So now we got Devontae Adams or Josh Jacobs. Who we getting?
Ooh.
Josh Jacobs might not.
I see Chris Ole down in New Orleans, man.
I'm thinking Devontae Adams just to get a nice star-studded receiver.
Who's that quarterback?
Jimmy G looking bad in camp.
Which version of
throwing
that
in the ground? They say he's throwing in the ground, skipping, short hopping balls.
Then you got Garrett Wilson.
This is difficult. Huh?
You got Garrett Wilson, who's also going to be Aaron Rodgers' number one pick or number one.
But Aaron Rodgers brought over his guy from Green Bay as well. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting nervous.
Right. Make a pick. I'm out.
Oh, how about it? Oh, I ain't gonna steal shit with you. I ain't gonna do nothing. He say you out.
Who'd you get?
Adams.
Okay. So you got Adams and CMC.
This might be where
Josh Jacobs went after. Oh, it's my turn. Okay, so who we get now?
This might be where you pick. This might be where you pick up Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Jalen Hurts going. So who we got? Shit, Jalen Hurts already gone.
If that's the case, you got
how the
Lamar
fuck they got Jalen Hurts go? Wait, Aaron Rodgers way at the bottom. Do y'all see?
I don't see Jalen Hurts at all. Search for him.
Oh, I'm getting nervous. All right, who we going with?
What quarterback's available?
Joe Burrow, Lamar, and Justin.
All the same type of people. Now, Lamar, I don't know. Well, he think he happy now, so I might fuck with Lamar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with it.
We get Lamar?
Yes,
oh,
sir.
shall get nervous. Go with Lamar?
Yep.
But I can get Danny Dimes, and he the same person. Oh, shit. I did it. God damn.
Who they pick for you?
Man. I ain't got no computer pick. I got Jackson.
Okay.
Jackson. See, I was looking at Tua because, I'm a Tua fan.
Has he learned how to protect his head?
Hey, bro, it's too soon, bro. It's too soon.
So while we waiting in between picks, so what was your first year of playing fantasy football? Huh?
When was it? Shit, about 2007.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, 2007. Back, my first platform was CBS, and it was so freaking horrible. It froze. It was always frozen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love their write-ups, but I couldn't set my lineup the day of because the freaking servers were frozen. And I think that's how NFL does too. But yeah, that was it.
I went back and looked. I've been doing Yahoo. Who knows where I started at?
Mm-hmm.
For me was 2001, and it wasn't even fantasy football.
There probably some pick'ems thing with some
baseball. I hate baseball. I hate fantasy baseball.
That's funny. I was just about to mention my first interaction with baseball, anything, was with my uncle, and it's back when they were doing fantasy with paper and pencil.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you took me aback when you said you got 2 leagues that go on the board. I'm like, what?
And it's fun. It's interactive. You get all your friends together. You drink some beer and you make some picks. It's fun.
Hey, man.
My first year of football was 2002, and guess what my team name was? It's just showing my age here. It was Emmett 2002 was the name of my team.
Well,
and I bet you took Priest Holmes that year instead of Emmett.
That sounds like something I do.
I have to add, you said NFL fantasy is bad around. It has a legacy, a history of doing that, because that's how it was when I first started. Yes, that was ridiculous. But wait, I'm not about to let you slide. So wait, you said you've been playing since 2001. I don't think fantasy football was out. That was before the movie The Office, where all this thing started from.
2002 is my first year of fantasy football.
Oh wow!
And I'm looking at some of my picks. Mike Alstott.
Damn.
James Stewart.
All right. So now we got 3 picks away. We 3 picks away. So the top players are Joe Mixon, DK Metcalf, TJ Hawkinson. I can't even pronounce his name. Gibbs, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, Unc, I was just about to say Jahmyr Gibbs would be a great pickup.
From the Lions?
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. All right, so they're picking up defenses. And they picked up San Francisco. Like, see,
that's early for a defense.
Early.
Way, right, exactly. But talk about them. Who do we pick up? We still need a tight end.
I was about to say TJ Hawkinson's available. I'm sure George Kittle's available too somewhere.
Pitts, the Joe. Wait, they have no other good. Oh shit.
Andrews already gone.
Yes.
Yeah, he went like early.
Okay.
Andrews, Kelsey, and
Hawkinson picked up. Oh yeah, I forgot they got Darren Weller. That's who's supposed to be the addition for Danny Dimes, who's supposed to help him. But
I take it back on the whole on the Jahmyr Gibbs thing. If we're running tight end, yeah.
So it's either DK Metcalf or Hawkinson.
Hawkinson.
All right. Dallas DK. Oh shit. So Anthony said DK. Oh, it's my turn again. Shit. All right. I'm a DK Dobbins fan now. No cap. It's time for me to pick up. It's time for us to get another running back. What are these running backs looking? Who picked up? So they picked up Gibbs, a running back. That was the last pickup. So wide receivers, Amari Cooper. Didn't he back in Cleveland? Wasn't he in Cleveland before?
Nah. This is what, second season in Cleveland?
Oh.
Cooper? Yeah, second season in Cleveland.
All right, I just took Dobbins.
Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna have all. See, I'm doing one of the things. I got how many players from Baltimore? 2.
But it's a stack. It's a stack that works.
That is true because JK, he's coming back and and he was big in the offense. I don't know why they like this guy because I think he only had right exactly. Dobbins always hurt, but for some reason he come back and they give him the reins of it. Like I don't know if him and the owners, did coke or some shit, played basketball together. They respect that boy mind and they expect a lot of big things out of him. So yeah.
See, the thing's all right, though, because the thing with Baltimore is kind of like the same thing that the Vikings had, is that they have a really good backup in place that you can go and pick up off the wire because no one picks them up. When you had Dalvin Cook, you could always go out and pick up Alexander Mattison and expect to get 20 points a game because he's fresh and new and they aren't expecting him. Same thing with J.K. Dobbins. You can go and pick up Gus Edwards, who will do the exact same thing.
And one thing, and with me, just like with Baltimore, like to me, this guy's trade bait. I picked him up as trade bait. After his first big game, I trade him off because why? I'm gonna bank all my money on the quarterback, on Lamar Jackson stealing his touchdowns, because I'm a touchdown guy. So, if J.K. Dobbins is not getting it from without, 10 yards out, I don't think he's gonna get it. And and shout out to what Will was saying, he's always hurt. And Baltimore has there's running back by committee, but they're running back by system. Them dudes have like 5 number 1 running backs. So yeah, so if y'all want to, like I was discussing earlier about the strategy, he would be one of them. I'm just drafting him his first big game. Hey man, your running back only scored 5 points total. I got JK. So I go. So with right now we got we're drafting in round number 6.
5, 6. Okay.
Yeah, so we're in round 6. So at what point does the draft stop having its luster, or you figure you drafted your team, or because most people a few people stay until the end of the draft. So when is it that y'all be like, okay, screw it, I got my players and I'm done with the draft? You put it on
Never
auto
for me.
draft.
Never
Yeah,
for me.
never do
because
that. I'm there
those
the
late
entire
rounds,
time.
I'm taking the young guys. They got a lot of potential, and I might get a steal in those later rounds.
So your list, your recruiting, list of the fantasy football people that you're going after, it extends that far out to where you're looking for people this late in the draft?
Yep.
That's some good ass research.
Yep. It's just a carryover from the draft.
Because
Like I said, I'm always looking for that steal, man. That wide receiver that comes out of nowhere, that running back that steps up, tight end who may shows up. Like for me, like the whole Jake Ferguson. Who you got?
Yeah, you heard that. So it's our turn. We got 1 minute. Now 55 seconds. So top people are Dameon Pierce. He's like, what? It's an epiphany. That's deja vu. That's the guy he was talking about. So we got Dameon Pierce, Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett. So those are the top 3 people saying available. And so y'all see here ADP, the average draft position. So who should we get?
I can't believe Terry McLaurin's still there. Good Lord.
Scary Terry.
What? Man. Washington, don't think, they only good in the news, man. They still the same Washington. But shout out to you, Pete Diddy, the fake one. But
I think it's a no-brainer. Dameon Pierce.
Anthony team too.
Oh, all right. I'm getting nervous, man. Who to pick? So Keenan Allen receiver, or should we go running back again?
Well, we need receivers. So Keenan's probably going to have a big year
if he stays healthy.
But the old man always produces.
So we got Dameon Pierce.
Oh, that's a running back for Houston, right?
Yes, sir.
Snatch him.
Yeah, I got him.
Okay.
So
if still available, I think Keenan Allen next. If not, I still think it's fine taking Drake or Terry.
Man, this far down in the draft, it starts not to matter. You're starting to get the same type of talent. So right now we don't have a kicker, a defense. What position should we get, or what would be our draft strategy in round number 7? What should we do? We got next pick. Top players are Tyler Lockett, Drake London, and Scary Terry. What do we do?
It's Drake London or Scary Terry for me.
Scary
What you
Terry's
say,
high on my
Coach?
list.
Huh?
Scary Terry's high on my list.
But he only has his average draft position is 60. Drake London is at 68.
Yeah, but
that's
London's down in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
They got Bijan and they got a returning 1,000-yard back. They finna tote the rock down there. Ritter's not gonna deliver.
Fact. But okay, now watch this. So James Conner's in Atlanta. They said his fantasy projected points are 222.
Conner's down. I didn't know he was down there too. God damn.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. It's scary. It's scary. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Terry. But I want to go with Tyler Lockett because I don't know, the guy just clutch. But he only has a deep threat. So to me that limits him. So I took Scary Terry because he's that number 1 option. And then, I seen him doing training camp, how they had the special on NFL. They was doing training camp live. He was very well spoken, spoke highly of the young guys, and it seemed like the team is, trying to galvanize behind him. So, get behind him. So definitely, he's trying to show leadership. So if he's trying to step up in one area, he should be in another area. So he's saying the right things to get the ball. So I like that.
Well, see, now my only concern with Lockett now, obviously DK is still RW1, but you got the young guy coming in from Ohio State, Smith and Jogba.
Oh, Dak Prescott just got taken off the board at 64. So you think that hurts Lockett's value?
I think it potentially could. Got a good running game, and you got 3 solid receivers there now.
Yeah. And we know, the coach, he likes to play a very safe game. That's why Pete Carroll, and Russell, didn't bod well because Russell, as erratic as they come, is a goddamn, fentanyl head or some shit. But
Speaking of erratic, I'm not totally sold on the Geno Smith train. Yeah, I know he had a good season last year, but is old Geno gonna pop his head back up?
hell no, that's why they got the training wheels off, they got the bumpers on, they got him in a bubble suit. No, he was walking the straight line, the straightest of the straightest line. So
Glad he got his money though.
facts.
Look, as long as the Broncos suck, I'm happy.
All right, so and he says, so reported, New England and Jets and Cowboys are going after Zeke.
Yeah.
Let him go back to the Cowboys.
Huh?
I said, let him go back to the Cowboys. They need him.
Yeah.
Man, Shipton failed. I think
coming back.
Jerry, I don't think that's in Jerry's DNA, because then that would show that, he didn't make the right decision letting him go.
Exactly. He ain't the one to admit he was wrong.
Exactly.
Insert Jimmy Johnson.
That part.
And besides, if he was interested in keeping him, Zeke did come out and said that that he would take a pay cut to stay, and he still released him.
That's so cute. But you with the Dallas fucking Cowboys, money is not an issue.
Not about the issue, but you got to think his DNA is more and more on this team, and Steven they call him Cat Boy around here. He is cheap as hell. That's why I'm hoping that Charlotte gets left the reins. Steven get left the reins, man. It's gonna be because all he thinking about is salary cap.
This is a big market team. This is a big market team pretending to be a small market team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're about to come up on, we're 6 picks away in the 8th round, and we're going to stop it after this 9th round pick. We're going to jump out. So who do you think we should get right now? Our only vacant spots are kickers. I told you I don't get. The defense, don't get. So the top people are Chris Godwin, David Montgomery, Christian Watson from Green Bay, Brandon Ayuki, and Deontay Johnson from Pittsburgh.
Christian Watson's an absolute steal.
So you think Jordan Love is going to be able to get him the ball?
100%.
Oh, wait. So Alvin Kamara, he went at 73.
And he got the first 3 games?
Yes.
Which is still that's a great spot for him, because look how far D-Hop fell last year with him being out 6.
Yeah, but look at the offense down there. It's still the same coordinator coming back from last year, right?
I know, but look at the offense that Hopkins ran, and he still got it.
Crazy is Jamal Watson, who's I'm pretty sure going to start, is still on the board. And his average draft position is at 11. But Alvin Kamara, granted, he comes back and be the same person. That's a good pickup. So right now we got Chris Godwin, David Montgomery, Christian Watson. Who should we pick up? Yeah, Watson was killing it towards the end of the season last
Montgomery's
year.
in Chicago, right? No.
Detroit.
Detroit, okay.
Yeah, but yes, he was at Chicago. He was that that dual threat too. Out there.
I'm sorry, Will, but you're completely wrong on this. I know way too many Packers fans, and we saw his output last year. Jordan Love has the full playbook, and everyone behind him, he's got the trust. I think Watson is still going to
have the full playbook. He's going to run the ball. All right, I'm getting nervous. Who to pick up? Shit.
Watson's
who you picking up?
Wide receiver 1.
Who?
Watson.
All right. If he's trash, man, you're going to hear about that shit.
Hey, I will gladly take a virtual slap from you.
All right, so
hey, trust me, Uncle, I already know what the 5 fingers say to the face. Smack.
So I'm gonna say this time, I'm gonna take A-Rod in the 9th round.
That's a steal.
A-Rod is still on the board in the 9th round.
That's a great backup quarterback position in case Lamar's got a down week. Perfect.
He got a chip on his shoulder too.
Yeah. And I think that Jets, shout out to Chris, who's seen me project on the Jets the season before they had a good season. And he was laughing, he was clowning me that season. But now, these guys are definitely, oh man, the camera just went off. So now these guys are definitely going to see what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, I definitely think the Jets is going to have a really good offense this year. So definitely pay attention to them. And, while I fix my camera, we got to take us a quick break. Because y'all got to see me before we get up out of here.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back by 15, 20. Hold on to your butts.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
Hey. Oh, woo. I'm in a virtual.
It's like the freaking Titantron for DX. Break it down.
Man, so we got sports.
Want us to see you.
Right. Hey, so we got we got sports spotlight tapped in. Garrett Wilson or Davante Adams. What do y'all think about that?
Strictly just watching the training camp, I think Garrett Wilson's going to be your better pickup because the connection that him and Rodgers already have, it's pretty insane. So I think Garrett Wilson, just for the output's going to be fun. And like Coach said, Jimmy G's not looking strong, which is hard for me to believe, I guess. Not really. I think your safer pick's going to be Garrett Wilson.
Coach Lee.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about it?
Jimmy G, man, can't trust him. And I just got to go purely off the potential of the connection that Rodgers, A-Rod, discount double check, has got with Wilson already, as Jake mentioned.
All right, so who's throwing the ball to Davante Adams?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Who's throwing the ball
skipping them bitches.
Who's throwing the ball to Garrett?
A-Rod.
Yeah,
double
so,
check.
I guess that's kind of self-explanatory because at the end of the day, Davante Adams is only going to play off of what he has. Aaron Rodgers has the ability to put the ball where the receiver can, where the receiver can only get it. Can Jimmy G do that? I mean, maybe once out of every 10 throws he possibly can. But just on a mere fact that the quarterback can make the wide receiver better. So I definitely would go with Garrett.
We were giving you the business, Jake.
Yeah, see, but it's coming from a sour place because he's been wrong when we talked about this before. The Jimmy G thing, hey, we've all agreed that he's the luckiest quarterback in the league. I know that he's bad. I know that his stats say otherwise, but that doesn't mean the play on the field changes. Mac, you could say what you want about him, but we both agreed that it was a coaching problem last year because he looked great year one and was the top-ranked quarterbacks, made a Pro Bowl and everything. Jordan Love, I think you have a little bit of unfair hate going on right now because we haven't seen this guy in a full season, and he's barely played. How can you call him a bad quarterback? That's coming out of left field. I think
Jordan Love doesn't have that many starts in his career.
Exactly. That's my point.
Even in college, so we would never let him play. See him play. That's what I'm saying. Like, didn't he? I think he came, like he was drafted. He came out of college real early or something. He started late. I'm still trying to make y'all see me. Look, I'm stuck here in the Matrix.
He came from where? UCLA, I think.
Yeah, where he didn't play that many games in his college season. So that's why I'm like, wait, how can we?
Yeah, we fully find out what kind of quarterback, if he's good or bad this year in Jordan Love. So that's an unfair take, in my opinion. So we'll see how he is. You can't call him bad just yet. He's barely played.
But why are you calling him good or not?
I'm not
bad?
calling him good. I'm not calling him good or bad. I'm just saying
that he's
this is
not
the
bad.
season.
You're just being fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if my camera works, shit.
I came out of Utah State.
Now that camera's not being fair.
That it's hate, man. You know, that's all that is. All right. So before we get up out of here, man, you know, any shout outs?
Absolutely, man. Shout out to Marie, Will, Anthony, Lando, Robert, Tammy, and Sports Spotlight, and Bree for hanging out with the crew today, getting your fantasy football on this fine Sunday morning. Let's do this.
Man, it's
Oh,
been
that was
absolutely
cute. I like the
fantastic.
energy on there.
Sorry, Lunk.
Oh no, what you about to say?
I was about to say it's been fantastic being here this morning. I was so excited I got on early thinking we were talking about EST time. But no, it's great to be back. The Fantasy Insight Show is one of my favorite shows here. I get to hang out with Unc on Sunday mornings. Be ready for more shows. Your fantasy year's about to start.
Facts. You know what's crazy is, like, you know, in the upcoming weeks, like, we're going to be stopping right as the fantasy games start, you know, so it's just going to be insane. It's going to be insane. We got a lot of leagues. To those that, you know, looking for a fantasy football league, definitely check out our group, Sports Talk with Friends. You can find us on Facebook. Yeah, we got a lot of great shows coming up. We got some interviews coming up. Shout out to TJ Edwards, the IFL League MVP. So in the Frisco Fighters. So we got an interview with him. We got an interview with Erica Thomas. She's an HBCU grad, screenwriter, and actress. So, and Arthur. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. And shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to everyone that's tapped into the brand. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Y'all can't see my face, so y'all don't know if I'm lying or telling the truth. But till tomorrow, because we got shows. You see the correlation last time. He wanted to play the outro music. I got shows. I got shows in different area. Hey, But no, that's all I got, man.
Appreciate y'all. We see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Later.
Find this podcast and others on STWFTV, the Podcasting Network, wherever you get podcasts.